So it all started here at the food shop Rema 1000 at Heisa, Porsgrunn. What happened, it was that I was with my car, my Volkswagen Multivan, standing here, and I could see this young girl, very slim, too slim, I would say, walking with a hoodie on and a pink bag and a plastic bag, and she was walking here and crossing here, and I could see on the way she was walking that she was terrified. So I took the car and I stopped at her side here, took down the window and asked her if she was fine, because the last time I saw someone behaving like this, walking like her, it was a person, a girl at Circle K at Skjelsvik in Porsgrunn, which were dead afraid, and she told me something really bad. So this girl, she sits into my car, and we go up here, and I park the car here, and she never saw me before, and that's why I parked there, so she would feel safe. Lots of people there, lots of cars all the time. I couldn't harm her if I wanted to, but of course I didn't. And she told me that she was terrified because her twin brother had been arrested and was prosecuted in a very bad criminal case in Lyngdal Sports Club, where he is prosecuted for several sexual abuses against children he's been a trainer for, and that he has also been a trainer in Grenland Cycle Club in Skien, close to where we are here at this picture, and that she had been raped by her twin brother, and she was called as a witness in the criminal case against him. And when we were sitting there, she called her friend, which were standing over here somewhere. I could see him, and they agreed to meet afterwards. And then she told me that this guy is he's a musician, and she also told me that she herself is learning how to play the bass guitar. So I invited her to join the Sustainable Life Band, and I explained her what it was. And she said, yes, please. And I will also ask my friend. I said, nice. So we went inside Rema 1000, the food shop, and I took out their 1,000 kroner. I gave it to her in her hand, and I told her that please don't use it on drugs, and she promised not to. And also, before we went in there, I gave her a pack of cigarettes, Marlboro Golds, which were not opened. It was in my glove compartment, so I gave it to her. And then I left her there in the shop, and probably they have surveillance cameras there. And I went to where I was supposed to go. I took the car and I drove to Langesund, where I was meeting friends, some of them in the Sustainable Life Band, at the local pub where I'm going in Langesund. And we were actually sitting. Here is Riktegården, the concert place. You can see it here, but my local pub is here. So we were sitting in there and playing the guitar. But before I went there, I parked the car and I could see that the girl, which I met on the Rema 1000 in Heisa, she had forgotten a plastic bag in my car. And in that, it was a mobile phone without a SIM card and also all her keys. So I tried to call her and I sent messages to the number she gave me because she wanted to be a member of the Sustainable Life Band. So she gave me her cell phone number. And I couldn't get a hold of her because I wanted to take the car back and drive up and give it to her, but she didn't reply me at all. I was a little bit worried. And, well, the next day I the next day I tried the same. I called her again and again and again, and no reply. And then, and in the end, I sent also messages. And in the end, I called 112, which is the emergency police central number. Here it is in Skien, Grenland police station. And I told them the whole story and what I was sitting on, and because what I found on her cell phone, it was the one without a SIM card. It was several contacts, and one of them was a pedophile one. She named it pedophile. And the thing is that when I said that, I understood very well why they were so afraid. That she was, and then terrified about Magnar Pedersen, the prosecutor, the top prosecutor in this police district. he arrested um, Henning Fjell Johansen, the leader of health and care in Sandefjord kommune, 8 months after he was reported to the police for sexual abuse. And this Henning Fjell Johansen, he was sentenced to 9 years in prison. But in the meantime, he had 8 months in his position with the knowledge of the police district, Magnar Pedersen, that he was reported for the second time by the same young boy for sexual abuses. So he had plenty of time to threaten both his victims and his colleagues. And this Magnar Pedersen, he has also been convicted by the court system after he destroyed a girl in Tønsberg washing for his colleagues. And he sent in a squad team there, and not, I would say, very brutal, and totally destroyed her. And the special police investigations units, they didn't give up, took him in the end to the Supreme Court, which sent the case back to the appeal court, and there he was convicted for gross negligence in his service. So how this criminal guy can be a top prosecutor of all the prosecutors in Oslo, now in Sørøst police district, I don't know. Well, that was on the 18th. On the 19th in the morning, I go up here with my car. It was a Sunday morning, and exactly here, down here, this is the kind of private parking for the police officers. And down here was a group of people. Amongst them was a young, dark-haired policewoman with two small children. And I went to her and I said, I need to speak with you. It's a matter of life and death, I think. And I could see that she got scared. And I'm not dangerous. I don't look dangerous, but of course she can recognize me probably from internet. And because I have like 3.5 million views just on LinkedIn now about all these cases. So and she said no, and I have two small children. I don't want to do. And I said you have to go up and ring the doorbell. And I said I don't want because I'm afraid because of Magnar Pedersen. And she says that Magnar Pedersen is not here. And so you have to go there. And there are witnesses to this because she was there with her friends. And she actually said that I am not allowed to be here. Her friends were allowed to be, but here this is an open area without any signs saying it is not allowed to walk here. So of course it's just bullshit. So I went up here, I rang the bell, and I said my name, and they said, "Oh, it was you who called us yesterday." I said, "Yes, yeah, we will come out." But the thing is, they didn't come out. So I was waiting, and then I rang the doorbell once more, and still they didn't come out. They replied me, "Yeah, we will come," but they didn't. So I found out, okay, they don't dare to come out, or they don't want. So the thing is then that day before I also called to Sykehuset Telemark because I asked if they have this girl. I told them her name and asked if they had her, and I told them the whole situation. And they replied me, "No, she's not here, but this is a situation where you should call the police." And I said, "Yeah, I did." But the thing is that they seem to be more interested in Magnar Pedersen than in this girl which is missing. That's really scary. So after the visit at the police station on the Sunday, where I didn't dare to go and pick up the take the evidence I have. This is wrong. It should be here Reisgatlia 1414. So I just put the wrong number. It's okay. I live here with my wife and daughter and our dog. We have a 7-year-old daughter, and I went here and I made some copies of the recordings and the files, everything, and then I went over to my neighbor living here because last year there was a lot of snow during the winter, and I came in from the main streets here, and as I passed here, I could see Gøril Fagerlund Soldal shoveling snow. It was almost 1 meter of snow up to the hood of the cars, totally covered around the cars and everywhere. And she was standing there with a little shovel, removing the snow. And I also knew that she and the husband Osmond, they have a little baby daughter at that time, and maybe 1 year old or something. So I took my Honda snowblower, I went down there and I removed all the snow for her and also shoveled around the cars. And then she told me that her father used to be in the International Crime Court in the Netherlands, and now he's high up in the police in Oslo. And I was thinking, in my situation, what's the chance that someone moving into so close to me, buying the house from Gro, the sister of the woman living here? Gro used to own this house. She is the daughter of Torbjørn Krokstad in Porsgrunn kommune, the technical manager in Porsgrunn kommune, which is now retired. And what Gro did before she sold the house shortly, it was that she put a totally new kitchen and new everything, bathroom, total renovation. And then she sold it. It's not the thing you would normally do if you want to sell a house. You wouldn't put all this money into the house because you will not get them back. And then what I noticed, it was when this Gøril and Osmund moved in here, they did the same. They made a totally new bathroom, kitchen, everything. I could see they went on for months, and they were not even living there then. They just had bought it. So I all the time was a little bit thinking that, well. But anyway, what Gudrun told me a year ago, or during the winter a year ago, it was that her father was working there. So when the police in Grenland doesn't, or in Skien doesn't want to take the evidence that I'm telling them, I go here and I speak with Osmund because he was home alone. And quite a long conversation, and he is inviting me in. I ring the doorbell, he's inviting me in. I say why I'm coming. I tell him about the case, about the missing girl. I also tell him about the Miriam Shai case and everything. And I say that your wife, Gøril, told me that last year that her father is in the International Crime Court, and I think because the police here doesn't dare to take the evidence, I should speak with someone with contacts there. And Osmund, he agrees and gives me the phone number, the name, and the address for his father-in-law. And that is then the first time I ever hear his name. It's Tore Soldal. So what I'm doing, I'm recording this because of my earlier thinking about maybe they are not in this house because of a coincidence. So I am recording this visit where he is saying that, oh, it's very good that people like you are doing what you're doing and things like that. Blah, blah, blah. So that recording is not that it is then I'm taking the evidences, all the evidences, and the recording of this Osmond, putting in on several sticks before I leave from home, and I leave at 1600 hours. And at 10 o'clock in the evening, after giving all these USB sticks out to different people, two of them I know was already across the border to Sweden when I arrived at the house of Tore Soldal. And I parked my car here where you can see this red marker, and I went down here and I went in here. I ring the doorbell, and out comes Eli Margrethe Fagerlund Soldal. And I say who I am. I'm the neighbor of your daughter, and I removed snow for her last year because I was thinking maybe she had been told this. And then she said, "Oh, is something wrong with my daughter?" I said, no, not that I know. No, both her and Osmond and your granddaughter is fine. What Osmond told me when I was there, it was that Gøril is pregnant again, giving birth in March. So it's not a long time till. Anyway, she invites me in, and the husband, Tore Soldal, comes. And I'm saying that this is a police matter, and this wife, Eli Margrethe Fagerlund Soldal, she says that she's she's a psychology specialist, so she can listen to the conversation. And I'm thinking, well, it's the responsibility of the policeman. If she can listen, it is his decision. I am not a policeman myself, at least not officially. So what happens? It is I'm sitting there speaking with them, and then I'm giving the evidence about the girl which has disappeared, and which the Grenland police station didn't dare to take, like I understood it. Maybe they had other reasons, I don't know. But this is how I understood it. And then I'm telling him that this case actually goes all the way up to Jens Stoltenberg, the former NATO general secretary, and the Bilderberg network, which he has just become the leader of. Yeah. And what happens, and this, of course, I cannot document, it's just me saying it, but it is what happened. He is nodding his head when I'm saying this. And then shortly after, he's taking his cell phone out from the pocket, giving it to the wife, Eli, which I can see is quite stressed. Actually, we are just sitting calmly in the sofa. She offered me a glass of water and things like this. And then he says, can you please take this? And she takes his phone. I could see that something is going on here. And then she goes upstairs. After a little while, their little white dog comes down. And probably she was so nervous that she forgot to close the door upstairs. And the dog came out and came down. And after a while, she comes down and he orders her with a not very nice voice to take this dog upstairs. Well, after a little while, I'm sitting there and he's still totally calm, speaking with this Tore Soldal, saying to him that I know already that a lot of top officers in the Norwegian police are criminals. But I know that you will become a grandfather another for the second time. Gøril is giving birth in March, and I believe that being a grandfather is more important than being a criminal. If you are, I don't know who you are and if you're a criminal or not. But anyway, I think your choices will be made out from that. And what happens? It is actually that shortly after comes four police officers, two young girls and two young men. And I could see on Soldal's face that it wasn't the people he expected. He's sinking, kind of sinking together in his sofa, and they are taking the evidence, the two identical USB flash sticks that I had put on the table, or he gave it to him and he put it on the table. And that contains the evidence about the missing girl, but not the sound recording of his son-in-law. And then I'm being arrested, being handcuffed. They are searching me, saying that I have a weapon. It's a really mini Leatherman in my pocket. And I'm saying to them, don't be funny. This is, you can maybe kill a mouse with it, but not a human being. This is not a weapon. It's just in my pocket and it's even inside the pocket in the pocket. So what? So I think they agreed with me. And so we went to the outside, and when I'm sitting in the Mercedes Vito behind, one of the police officers, he leans forward, saying to me when we are alone, Atle, relax, we're here to help you. And then, do you know who she is? I said, no, I don't have a clue. I just know who he is. And I told them how I got to know about his name and the address. And they also took the paper notes that Osmund wrote. And they seized my car, they seized my cell phone with also private documents in my wallet. They have no access to my Gmail, to my LinkedIn. I have not only Gmail, I have Atle at sustainabililife.no, I have Atle at smoofa.com and several other email addresses, and they have access to it on my cell phone, which they still have. And today it is the 2nd of February 2025. So they have also kept my cell phone, so that means I cannot access the bank ID. So it means I cannot register for work clearance allowance money at the NAV, the Social Security System. I cannot pay any bills. So I cannot download the bus app and register there to pay less than half for taking the bus. So all the cost that I'm having, I will give it on to Oslo Police District. Because when they are making a fake criminal case against me and taking me to the Oslo central arrest in Oslo at Grønland police station, then it's not the seize, it is they are stealing. That's what they're doing. So they took me here to the Oslo Central arrest. I don't know exactly if it is this building or is someone else, but anyway, they took me to the Central arrest in Oslo, and they throw me into the detention cell. And of course, the door is red, and the ceiling is red, heavy metal door, red, and like in this grid thing that when you're walking on the industry floors. Well, the thing is that red color. I met a guy, old guy. He told me at a train many years ago, and he told me that he was a professor in colors, working at Harvard, and he came from Trondheim. And he told me that the colors in US they are using red color at the integration room when they want to stress the person they want to interrogate, and a blue collar in the room if they want to calm the person down. And of course, at my cell door, it was red and also in the ceiling. This guy, by the way, he told me that he was in Milorg, the military resistance organization in Norway, against the Nazis during the Second World War. And after the war, he found out that also his father was, and his aunt. The same aunt as he had been spitting on when he met her because she had a relation with a local Nazi boss in Trondheim. It turned out that the people he ran around with notices to escape, the warnings came from her via her father, but none of them knew about each other. And actually, it came out article not long time ago about this man and this story. I have seen it, so I will post it one day. So what I have to do without the card and anything, I had still my Visa card, so I could take out some cash. So I took out some cash and I went to the Oslo Central Station of Bane NOR, and I took the train home. And me being a whistleblower with this criminal case 158642220, warning that's dead. It is really dangerous to take the trains in Norway. And this is why they are not working. They don't have any safety management system at all. And in the safety management system is also the technical requirements, which shall make it possible to maintain the railroad and that it actually works and is safe. And that is what happened when I was in the detention cell. It was that I called my lawyer Tollef Skobba in Hasle Advokatkontor in Tønsberg, and he got me out after maybe 1 hour or 1.5 hours. He got me out from there. So that's why I took the train home, but I didn't want to. It was really for me. For me, it is terrifying to take the train because I know what can happen. I'm a professional in this. I've been working in Bane NOR for many years. But anyway, the train tickets they will have to pay, and then I went to with the train, and actually for once it was on the time. We could just read the Norwegian medias about this, and also probably at LinkedIn, Facebook, everywhere, what's going on the train. And this is Porsgrunn railway station. And then I went to the bus station, which is nearby here, there, and took the bus back home. And because I don't have the app, anything, I'm paying more than double. So this, all the tickets I'm collecting here is now Porsgrunn, the work clearance allowance money, and now I have Marianne Eriksen as my AAP advisor. She was also the AAP advisor of Miriam Skei, which she sent to Espen Storvand, the right party Høyre politiker, doctor, and he didn't give her any help against the brain stroke, but he gave her pills for sleeping, which is actually bringing psychosis. But before I had Marianne Eriksen, I had Taran Elisabeth Bjørklund, and she allowed me to start Sustainable Life Band. No, Sustainable Life Company. After psychologist Torunn Seberg at Sykehuset Telemark in Porsgrunn stopped the trauma treatment of me the 25th of January 2024, writing in my journal she had to because I'm being re-traumatized all the time. And of course, that also is my beautiful, fantastic wife. Well, Torunn Seberg, she was also the trauma treatment. She had this also for Miriam Skei, and I am sitting on the papers seeing that she sent a notice down to Espen Storvand, which in that notice is saying that you have to report this. And report this, it means according to the Work Environment Law Act 5.3, which Espen Storvand still hasn't done. My doctor did it. He should have done it shortly after I was destroyed on the 13th of January 2021, because it happened 6 days after my doctor made a warning, and they did exactly the opposite. And they got the warning from Anita lawyer Henry Tengelsen the day before they destroyed me and gave me PTSD, saying that I, in the 12th of December warning to CEO Gorm Frimannslund and all the executive directors of Bane NOR, I was threatening to make train accidents. And at the railroad project, still ongoing, UNB Nykirke Barkåker in Vestfold County, building for 250 kilometers an hour. So it means that I would be worse than Anders Behring Breivik, because if you have one crash there and you don't have any control, unless you tear down the power lines, but it's a two track, so it will be two power lines. So the thing is that how many trains with 10 minutes in the morning between each train and in each direction, how many trains will crash into this before they discover it? It is in the middle of nowhere, these tracks, because it's straight, of course. No one knows. So it could be maybe more than 1,000 people killed. So the 78 or what it was from Anders Behring Breivik, it is nothing. But the funny thing you can hear on my recording from Oslo District Court in November 21, it is they didn't call the police. That's very strange if you think you have a employee which is threatening to do something. And I have been in that project a long time, and how could I do it? I didn't have access to the server of Sapinur, the Italian total contractor. Today they are rebuilt, and I also didn't have a laptop who could do this. And actually, the one who approved my laptop to do this, the only laptop where I had access to Bane NOR's network, it is the guy who found out that I was threatening to do something. So how the hell could I do something? He knows it himself. Lars Christian Norén, he knows it himself that I didn't have any access, because he's the one deciding that. So I went home, and I was home not at Røyskatlia 1, but 14 on the 20th of January 2025 at 8 o'clock in the evening. So they stole and my time. They stole my car, they stole my cell phone, they stole the access to LinkedIn and all my email addresses, messages, contact list, everything they stole, private documents, and they stole the keys to the garage. They stole to open the remote control. They stole my Leatherman. They stole my Circle K cups, everything, to cover up for the father-in-law of Osmund living here, which didn't know that I was taking sound recording when I was there, but now he probably knows, and that is his problem, because according to Datatilsynet in Norway, it is allowed to do a recording of all conversations that you are yourself participating in. So I did. That's it. And now we will stop this recording. Let me see.